Hey everybody, it's Desiree and welcome to Road2Par the podcast. Here we'll be helping you enhance your golf experiences through a little education, a little entertainment, and events and travel. So stay tuned. We have some live interviews that'll be coming up and just talking more in depth about the golf community and where we are, where we've been, and where we're going. So stay tuned for your Road to Par. Hey everybody, it's your girl Desiree. Welcome to another amazing podcast from Road to Par. I am so excited. You all have no idea. I am joined by Russell, none other than the man himself of Oceanstate Golf Academy. You all might remember he was so gracious enough to join us early on. And listen, we are excited to have you back. Welcome back, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Salud, Desi.
I love it.
Salud.
And listen, he came with a friend. So everyone, please welcome Jet, better known as the Golf Homie on YouTube and IG. Listen, thank you both for coming on.
My pleasure.
Pleasure.
I mean, first of all, so it's like kind of like Happy New Year and all that good stuff, right?
All that good shit. Yep. Can I curse on your podcast, Des?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Listen, you got to be yourself, right? It's like on the golf course. Probably hit a bad shot. You might hear a word or two, right?
Exactly. Yep.
Come on now.
Now, and you all are actually someplace I wish I was. Is that correct?
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to come to Arizona.
Come on now.
Wait, what's the temperature down there right now?
It was 82 today was the high.
Don't tell me no more. I think we had 30 with a nice little wind chill here in DC.
See, I don't even want to hear that kind of temperature, 30 degrees.
I'm envious right now, but awesome. Well, guys, welcome. Coming on here, I love talking about golf. I love talking with people who love talking about golf, who love playing golf. And I know Russell and I have had some great conversations about golf. And Jet, I mean, I don't know. Like, do you watch it and play it like we do?
So I watch a lot of golf, but I watch a lot of LPGA. For some reason, I just don't connect with the PGA. And it's weird because I did watch the last tournament that Bryson DeChambeau just won this weekend. But if Tiger's not playing, I'm not really watching the PGA.
Oh, so you're a Tiger fan?
I'm a Tiger fan and an LPGA fan. Like, I watch pretty much all the LPGA events, but I watch only like the majors and things like that when it comes to the PGA.
You know, I watched a little bit of the LPGA, and I have to say this: whenever they show it.
See, that's so this is my biggest gripe with the Golf Channel, right? Fuck it. I told you I'm kind of wild. I'm loose. I got you. Listen. So they'll show the PGA for 14 hours, right? The same freaking round, and give us 2 hours of the LPGA. To me, that's kind of one of the things that makes golf not accessible, or something that people that I know don't want to mess with it, because for one, to me, it's still stuck in that old tradition of men first, right? Men get paid so much more than the women, and their coverage is so much greater. You feel me? Like, I don't understand that. I think that's that good old boy system.
Well, let me say this, and one of the things that I saw and watching the LPGA, and Rush, you could piggyback on off of this one. We're not the market for them. If you look at most of the LPGA, we have a few Americans that, consistently do very well, but the Koreans really dominate that conversation when in terms of sponsorship, players, products. I think I was looking at, there was a tournament recently last week, Volvic. Volvic was the title sponsor. I think they were in Ocala. I think Volvic is a Korean company.
Yep. They were in Ocala, Florida, yep, and Austin Ernst won by like 5 shots.
Yeah, those balls are very pretty because they had them all in the trophy and everything. I was like, the balls are gorgeous. I don't know why. They're just awesome.
The sad part about that particular event, the golf course it was played at is called Golden Ocala, and it has signature holes from around the world. but they didn't talk about that. There was no talk about it worth much. The golf course is amazing. That part of, I'm not a Florida guy per se, especially North Florida, but it's a gorgeous golf course on a gorgeous piece of property in a place that if you don't know Ocala, you wouldn't know the golf course is there. And I don't think the LPGA coverage this week did it justice, to be truthful, because it is a really, really good golf course. I don't want to disrespect the course itself or the people, or anything like that area. But if you don't know Ocala, Florida, you'd never go there for much. Well, but it's definitely a really, really unique place to go to. Between the Villages being up there, which is the biggest retirement community growing in the country, faster than fast. It's a great place, and for the LPGA to go there and to go to a non-traditional course, and I say non-traditional meaning one that they've never played before, hasn't been on tour before, the men have never seen it. So it was definitely a showcase of a place that never gets any TV time.
Well, I think that from what I saw, they were trying to market the lifestyle, right? They showed the horses because in addition to being a golf course, it's an equestrian center. And so I'll say that for golf, what makes it exciting on the PGA is the history of each course that they're playing, right? So the Masters and all the grandeur of it, the flowers and the backstory. I mean, they play that course every year. So it's like, oh, remember when Tiger did this at the Amen corner and blah, blah, blah. But with the women, we don't get that fanfare, right? Women's sports are much more fundamentally driven. And Jet, you mentioned it earlier. And one of the topics I definitely wanted to cover was Dechambeau. We don't have Dechambeau on a women's tour. We have some great ball strikers. We have some great strategic players. But when it comes to fanfare, women aren't hitting 350 over the water for the shock and awe factor.
But the one thing that the LPGA does in terms of Golf Channel coverage, different than what the PGA does, is I get to see these women outside of golf. Like they have that little segment where like it's them and their caddy and they're trying to figure out like what's her favorite movie, and they got to get it right or whatever. So I get to see that they're regular people. The PGA to me are like, they just seem like robots, so to speak. Like they all kind of walk this certain way, talk this certain way, in a way that I don't even identify with. So I only watch it because I love golf. You feel me?
Right.
I'm not watching it because I like Bryson DeChambeau or anything like that. But I do watch the LPGA because I do have certain golfers that I really like and identify with. And I think that's part of the disconnect between regular people and the PGA. Like, I just don't really get the PGA. I think it has nothing to do with the game of golf.
Right.
It's how the game is presented to me.
That's a whole nother conversation that is about marketing. And Russ, I'll have you jump in here in a second because we were talking about this earlier. How the PGA is marketed is not marketed to everybody.
Not at all.
So if we aren't able to connect with the products, if we aren't able to connect with the history, so for instance, the father-son tournament that's presented, I forgot which one it was.
The PNC Challenge, I think it's called. Yep.
There you go. And so, like, unfortunately, some of us are first generation players.
I believe it.
I can't sit there and watch it with my dad and be like,
yeah,
hey, didn't we do that? No, we didn't.
We didn't do that.
Right.
It definitely did not happen.
Hey, I'm going to speak on that, and I'm going to jump in on that. So when you speak about first generation golfer, that's me, 100%. My dad knows golf. I've been at this for almost 30 years. He's never seen me hit a ball.
Wow.
My dad knows I'm a golf pro. He knows I'm a golf academy. My dad's never seen me hit a ball. Sorry. So my dad, he'll watch Tiger. He don't watch golf any other time. And even then, he'll only watch a little. So when you talk about appealing to the masses, I don't think they do a great job of that personally. I really, really don't. If you are.
I think that's intentional, though. I think that's intentional. Like, I kind of feel like they don't want me to play golf. Like, when I say me, I'm from Camden, New Jersey, in case, people don't know, which is kind of like a hood. Like, I feel like they don't want me on their golf course. Regardless of where I come from, I feel like I still have something to add to the game, and I can learn a lot from the game. Case in point is me meeting Russ. Without golf, I would never have had a chance to meet Russ. So the opportunities that are afforded to a person that plays golf is huge within itself. And I feel like the powers that be want those opportunities to be limited to a select few, kind of like boarding school almost. You can get into is the 10% approval rate in terms of getting into that program. I feel like golf is the same way. The commercials are different. Like, their commercials are about investment opportunities, private jets, things like that. The sports that are available in my hood, like basketball, football, we see all kind of dumb commercials. Hennessy, what other kind of liquor store can they get us into? Freaking check cashing places. Like, these are the commercials that my people see. So this is that inclusion and keep them out of the game that I talk about. Even the Masters tournament, like I like the Masters, but I don't like the fact that you can't play the Masters. Like, women can't play the Masters. I would love to see the LPGA at the Masters.
Well, they had that women's event they added.
The women's amateur event there where Jennifer Kupcho, she won that event. But the fact that they offered it to the amateurs and not to the professionals, I felt a type way.
Right.
Like, the LPGA is really my favorite sport. And I grew up playing basketball and football. I played basketball in college. But women, the LPGA is something that I love to watch. I grabbed me a beer, I got my snacks, and I'm sitting down for 2 hours versus 4 hours from 2 to 6 with the PGA, 7 to 11 with the PGA, and then 11 to 2 in the morning. Like, come on, man. Can I get some LPGA replay?
Now, let me ask you this. So, with that being said, are you more likely to visit the courses that you see on the LPGA or attempt to?
You can't find many unless you get there.
They're not course. Yeah, exactly. But the only course I've been able to attend was it Starfire they played in Phoenix, the old Dynasty event. Yeah, so I've been there. Like, I went and followed and all of that, but
Tiburon down in Naples where they play the tour championship. They play Kings Mill.
Yes.
So you're trying to find venues that aren't, they're top tier golf courses in their own right, that they are, but they're not the ones that they're the most publicized.
Right.
When they got to play behind the men at the US Open at Pinehurst, that was just unheard of. That was something that had never been done before. And honestly, I enjoyed seeing the women go play the golf course after the men, or I would have liked to see it in reverse. Let the women play first, then let the men play it. I think that is something, I think that is where something, if they did it to where the ladies followed the men at all 4 tour events, and when it comes to the majors, I think that'd be very interesting to do.
I agree with that.
Really interesting idea. And I'll say this, I don't know if the ladies will want to play before the guys, because some of these conditions are, I was watching, I was watching the Tiger series earlier today, and they were talking about, someone said, yeah, the USGA just makes the course like total torture for the players when they come out to play. And the greens are rolling like ice, and the rough is thick as our foot. So
I love seeing them struggle.
It's crazy.
I love seeing them get 7s and 8s, stuff like regular people do. I love it.
We feel normal again, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
But from an agronomy standpoint, the grounds crew can take it from exponential difficult and bring it back or bring it up. they can do that. They can prepare the meat and potatoes of the golf course. I feel the same, but then you're talking about totally different tee boxes, different landing areas. So from that standpoint, the green speed's the greens. It's going to be what it is. The girls are going to put on about the same as the men, give or take, depending on. But I think that doing it at Pinehurst, you could do it. You could do it more often than never. I got to circle back to something we were talking about because Jet and I had this conversation just at dinner before we get on with you, Des. We were talking about he has a man who has Nike VRs, right? We had this the Nike Red driver, and how this cat just loves all Nike product. Okay, and if you go back to when Nike was making golf equipment, well, we hoop in Nikes, we play Nike, we buy a Nike basketball. You're gonna play Nike because that's what you wore, So we were talking about how Nike, they did an okay job, but they didn't market it to people that wear Nike. They didn't. Even the Nike clothing. I know cats who wear Nike clothing just because it's got a swoosh. They don't make the best shirt. They don't make the best pant. They don't have the best retail pricing. So cats like the swoosh because they like the swoosh. Enough said. Baby. That's just real talk on that. So I think that when you look at when we talk about how the PGA and how other big entities market, well, there's definitely differences to it all. We'll just leave it at that.
Well, I mean, so like if we're talking about the marketing conversation, one of the things that's been kind of interesting lately, I think it was a musician, Macklemore, just came out with a whole new brand called Bogeyboys. So it's like a retro, kind of like Caddyshack, urban type thing. And it looked kind of cool. But getting to the marketing part, it's not marketed, people that look like me and you. And it'd be nice to have options outside of just, the basic Nike polo, red and black because it's tiger. Like, where's the nice prints that are marketed to us? And I know for the ladies, it's almost non-existent. I would love to see possibly a African-American designer of golf clothes. Just like how, was it Serena or Venus came out with their own line of tennis clothes. And so there's a wide open market. A lot of marketers don't even realize.
So this the thing with that, Des. We like Russ said, we had an in-depth conversation about this. How you do not include the one demographic that can say whether or not your product is going to be successful or not is beyond me. Anything that hip hop touches, anything that us as a people touch in terms of a culture is going to succeed. Like we put money into like fashion, things like that. You can look at brands like Supreme, $1 billion brand that was shit until Jim Jones and Dipset and them started wearing it. Now you could buy a freaking a t-shirt is $250.
Yep.
So, and I hate giving away this game for free, but how do you think you can make a clothing brand blow up without including us is beyond me. Because for one, I know for a fact that a lot of the white golfers I play with don't spend money on their golf gear like I do. Like they got 4 golf shirts, 2 pair of shorts, and 2 pair of golf shoes that they play in all year round for the last 10 years.
Right.
And all of that shit looks like some casual Friday office wear. Like them tan khaki pants and you wearing it with some Jordans and a Peter Millar shirt. Like
Peter Millar's are comfortable. I ain't gonna lie, those shirts are
comfortable. Peter Millar is dope. Like I definitely would get, and they feel awesome.
Right.
But I grew up in a place where like if the wrong person wore something, I wouldn't want to wear it.
Right.
I don't care how loud it was.
Right.
So if and I'm gonna go back a little ways before your time. So when Sergio Tacchini was popping, MCM and all these different brands, that was like the brand that like the drug dealers, the fly people around my way wore. That's the shit we wanted to wear. Right. The minute somebody corny, like uncool, so to speak, wore it, I ain't want to wear it no more. Like I need to find something different. I'm moving on. So Macklemore coming out with this brand, like I really don't identify with Macklemore. I don't know no Macklemore songs. That shit don't mean nothing to me. I didn't know about Macklemore's brand until 5 minutes ago.
Wow.
And I don't care what it looked like, I'm not buying.
Well, and I was thinking like, so I've definitely want to see more marketing to us with people that are representative of our community. Exactly. Because we have a lot of golfers in this community. There's a lot of Black golfers out there, and there's a lot of Black people that want to play golf and are just waiting for the opportunity to be introduced. Mm-hmm. And so when you have brands like, I think it's Eastside Golf, I think we were talking about earlier.
And they got an article in GQ. I don't know if you know that.
Yes. I know they just came out with the Black version of the sweatshirt, the gray sweatshirt. But like, for instance, if the brand that Macklemore had dropped by them, I probably would have bought every piece. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, I can't connect with Macklemore. And so even though some of it may look cute, I can't connect with the branding. But like, if Eastside came out with it, oh man, like it's just, it really shows, the power of the dollar. Cause then how many more people think like I think?
And I'm thinking right along with you, because if Macklemore would have dropped that brand, or if he would have even just put that money he put into the brand into Eastside Golf, right, then that's a whole different conversation. You feel me? Right. For me, it's about who you got representing your brand. Like, all right, so when I look at a brand, especially on like places like Instagram, all right, who's the brand? Like, I need to know that. Like, is it somebody that talks like me? Can I be myself around this person? Would they look at me a different way if I was to just be Jet? Like, that's the shit that mattered to me. Like, when we were as a culture canceling Gucci for all the fuck shit that they was doing with the blackface turtlenecks and all that. Like, I need to know, is the person that's putting this brand out, are they low-key racist? Like, do they support Black Lives Matter? Like, this is shit I need to know as a consumer. You feel me? Right. So I know for a fact when I see Eastside Golf, even though they may have like only a few products, I'm gonna support that versus Mark Wahlberg or Macklemore or something. Like, I really don't know how y'all talk behind closed doors. You feel me? Right. And I don't want to support that. So yeah, like, I'm supporting anything Black owned, especially when it comes to golf, because I know they don't think about us. We're like over-indexed in that market. So yeah.
I gotta jump in on this one. I gotta jump in on this one big, because again, part of our discussion at dinner, we're talking about golf kicks, which is something totally different. Turn your sneakers into golf shoes, that's cool. But way back, there was a while ago where Damon John, the FUBU Golf, bought the golf company Atonic. Okay?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he bought the golf company Atonic years ago. Didn't do anything with it. So if there's anyone who could create something for someone, by someone, to someone, it would be him, because he did it with FUBU. But here's the thing, and I'm going to say this with no disrespect, he's not a golfer. Any golf product that hits Shark Tank, they all pass him. Nothing. I will say that I'm just doing a little bit of research while we're talking. The guys who started Golf Kicks, they were seeking a $3 million valuation from Shark Tank. So, and you see where they are now. They definitely were able to parlay what they did into something, which is huge, but that's still not marketed for us.
But so, okay, what would be interesting to know would be, when Golf Kicks actually started. Because what's interesting to me is the fact that we now have Jordan golf shoes. The fact that
was you sitting at the table with us?
I'm telling you.
Was you sitting at the table?
We covered
you bought your phone or something? She popo. She probably plugged your phone, dog. I'm telling you, your phone was tapped.
Listen, so I mean, because here's the deal. Like, I love it. When I first started playing golf, I was stuck around with like Adidas, because they were the only ones that really had like the sneaker type shoe, and they were comfortable and they were cool. But now, like, I love my Nike shoes because they're comfortable, and between that, FootJoy and Echo, okay,
Echo's dope.
Echo is so comfortable. I got the little wingtip ones; they're perfect. But like, that's the little stuffy-ish kind of thing. And FootJoy is comfortable. Once again, we're talking traditional, right? So here comes Nike. I mean, I got the Air Max 1Gs. I got, some high top. They had some high top Michelle Wees. The
they was dope as hell, the dunk joints.
Listen,
shit.
So I'm like, oh man, this is comfortable. And now, I'm walking the course and stuff. I'm like, I want sneakers with grip. Where were y'all 10, 20 years ago? Because I mean, so it took somebody like Golf Kicks or something?
Golf Kicks, yep.
For them to come out to say, oh snap, maybe we need to make them so that people don't just start putting cleats on our shoes. Is that what happened?
So, and I was telling Russ this. So when I found out Jordan had golf shoes, I was uber excited, right? Like, oh shit, I'm the typical hood dude. Like, I want to wear some fly Jordans and shit. But then I had to pump my brakes because I saw people like Keegan Bradley wearing them, right? Pat Perez, you know what I mean, with the blue khakis, the tan, like. So for me, it took me right back to the office, casual Friday. My corny ass boss wearing some khakis with some Jordans, thinking he cool as shit, right?
Right.
I don't want to wear them. Sorry. So that's why Golf Kicks was dope for me, because I could pull out all my Air Max 95s, my 90s, you feel me? Like, and now I'm on the golf course. Not that I'm a bougie, exclusive ghetto dude, but like, part of being in the hood was having shit that other motherfuckers didn't have, right? So now I can make my own shit. Like, I got the Air Max 95, the Black History Month. You don't got those. Like, this is the part of the culture that they don't get. You feel me? Like, when you go to like places like Sneaker X and they selling shoes for $1,300, like, because part of the hip hop culture and the inner city culture is exclusivity. Like, I'm the only one with them, or I'm one of 20 with them. You feel me?
You just brought up a really good point. Sneaker X, sneakers, and Nike. Did anybody see the article about one of the top people stepping down because someone in their family got
what happened?
Wait, so I'm I'm not a sneakerhead. I'll be the first one to tell you. I feel like, as nice as they are, I'm just not that person, right? So I may buy a couple of nice sneakers here and there, but I'm like, okay, I don't get to wear them as much, and I'm cool with that. But what happened was, I started seeing like you were talking about $1,300 for sneakers, just craziness, and I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I get the resale value, right? I get it for what that may be, but here it is. Nike executive resigns after report reveals teen son used her credit card to fund resale sneaker business. So you got insider information to some level, and he bought $132,000 worth of Yeezys on a card and resold them for a $20,000 profit.
Yep.
This kid
insider trading. Yep.
Listen, I'll take it one step further. I know people with the bots. The program,
go to sneakers.com when they release.
Listen, so they buy up a crap ton. I see them. They're on IG. They're like, all right, I got this warehouse full of all these wonderful shoes, and I'm going to upcharge you, and this is where you're going to get your shoes. And I'm like, listen, I don't knock nobody's hustle. Nobody's hustle at all. But I'm like, yeah, no, it ain't worth it.
You know what? I'm the same way. Like, I'm not the dude to spend $1,300 on a pair of shoes, but I will admit this. In real life, like me walking around, my everyday going to the gym shoes, I'm not spending no crazy money on that. Right. But for some reason, when it comes to golf, I don't have like a limit. I don't know what it is, but I just want to express myself on a golf course. Like, when I go to the clubhouse and I'm checking in, I want them to know that I'm different. Like, I don't know why. I'm not even that dude in like real regular life. Like, I'm not spending $300 on those sneaks. Like, I got kids, but when it comes to golf, like, I got way more golf shoes than regular sneaks. Way more golf shirts than regular shirts.
Russ, I gotta ask this. Does his game match his gear?
Oh, he flies hell both ways.
I'm gonna keep it like 3 days out the week, I could play. The other 4, I don't know what happened. Like,
let me fly in on the 4th day so I can catch another game.
I don't know what happened on the 4th day.
Listen,
I was doing some more. I gotta interrupt for that. I was doing some more just in research because I didn't know golf kicks until. So come to find out, Mark Cuban invested on Shark Tank.
Okay.
Did not know that.
Okay.
Damon, Mr. O'Leary, they all passed him. So Mark invested in him. Okay.
Listen,
so
Mark,
that I just
man.
Yeah. So and that was I just read an article. It was published in October 2019. So somewhere just recently, they landed a deal on Shark Tank. Good for them.
And Nike's golf sneakers are fairly recent. So I mean they kind of coincide. So
Keegan started rocking Jordans about 5 years ago. That's how Keegan's been out. So when those Jordans first hit, you were like, what has he got on his feet? And it was hush hush for the longest time. I mean, it was beyond underground. And then finally, it became just common knowledge that they're out there. And then Nike decided to put them out there. And now you see Pat wearing, you see HV3 wearing them. You know, they're selling them in stores now. You know, so it's matter of fact, I gotta tell you, I was in golf store today, and they're selling them in there now. So it's become regular retail. So like Jet said, I've never owned a pair of Jordans a day in my life. I'm talking about the red and black joints he played with. I've never owned a pair of Jordans, and I'll never own a pair of Jordans.
Oh, that's blasphemy.
I can't do it. No.
My skin. Oh, my skin is burning.
As a Celtic fan, I can't put none on my feet to Jordan Wall.
I forgot. You
come on now. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You had to wear the big Frankenstein Converse.
You still mad because you dropped 63 in the guard.
Hey, them Burden Parish big clunky Converse. You had to rock. Them leather joints. Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. You know what? Listen, it's been such a while since we've had a chance to talk to you. How is Oceanstate Golf Academy going?
We are thriving daily.
Good.
Funny, so I was looking at my calendar going back to June of last year when I finally got going at Valley Country Club after COVID shut us down for those 3 months. And I've been going flat out since June till I stand here in front of you today.
Awesome.
So for the last 9 months, it's been trending up.
Kudos.
It's been amazing. And I just landed a director of instruction job at a place called Swansea Country Club in Massachusetts, taking over the instruction program there this year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It's gonna be a ride. You know, juniors, ladies, men's programs, scoring clinics, just everything that's gonna entail what golf is, including technology. You know, for the last X many years, they've had no technology there at demo days, for club fittings, for lessons. So my staff and I, we're going to bring all that to the table there and really try to step the game up with the instruction program there and bring it to a level that they've never seen. We're a 27-hole facility. We have an 18-hole championship course and a 9-hole par 3. So they did 57,000 rounds last year, and we're trying to grow that even more this year by just improved playment and enjoyment through the game.
Listen, COVID has been a blessing in disguise for the golf industry. I was telling somebody that day, I said, you know, we were having a shrinkage factor, as you know, courses were closing up and things were kind of, just kind of standstill for the industry. And here came COVID, and literally, it's renewed life for the industry. So I think that's amazing.
By and large, yes.
Yeah.
If your golf company went out of business with COVID happening, you're about some mismanaging fools. Because unfortunately, the goose that laid the golden egg in COVID, unfortunately, we've had more deaths than we should ever have.
Yeah.
Families being ripped apart. It's been just horrible for a nation, as a world, as a society. But in our little bubble that we call golf, we're thriving. We're thriving. Other than the shipping industry, who during COVID I went to go work for. Those two industries were killing it, and golf just hasn't slowed down. And unfortunately, I don't see it going back to what we know as norm. I'm talking people going to high-rise office buildings. You pick the insurance company. It's never going to happen. Companies are saving too much money on rent. They figure they can downsize man hours and get more production out because you're sitting home in your skivvies doing what you do. So it's a different world now. with that being said, the golf industry will always thrive. We haven't introduced where we are. So Jet and I are in Phoenix, Arizona. Jet lives here. I lived there for 6 years. We met through a mutual friend of ours. And Jet plays golf with the Desert Mastery Golf Program. Bunch of brothers and sisters on the west side of Phoenix, and they play all over. Just a good bunch of people. And when you see us playing golf in the Valley, it was a joy to meet a bunch of people that are professional.
Hell yeah.
And it's just like the DMV folks you play with, Des. With James Garnett and all them folks, it's the same thing. Just in a different place, different locale. That's
what's up. I mean, I think a lot of times for people who travel or live in different areas. So for instance, and Russ, I know you know this, where Oceanstate Golf Academy is, not every community is going to have a robust opportunity to play with like-minded people. I lived in South Carolina, lived in Florida, and here in the DMV, we have a very unique community. We used to be called Chocolate City, but now we things have transitioned. So when we're able to find and it's not just all to be one group of people, but all like-minded golfers, right? So to be able to share in that experience, I think is a very powerful thing, because golf is a magical sport to me, right? It gives so much, whether you're retired and playing or whether you're still active and working and playing. It's a gift that keeps on giving, in my opinion. But when you find that in other places, I find that to be a gift. So that's amazing that you all have that.
I do feel spoiled out here. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, you have 80-degree weather. That is spoiled.
Yeah, we play golf 12 months out the year.
Rub it in.
You can meet people. Like, I've played golf with former gang members that I have doctorates now. And I've played golf with assistant, what you call it, USDAs, not USDAs.
U.S. attorneys.
U.S. attorneys, exactly, that have prosecuted mafia members from where I'm from. So, like, I've played golf with a wide gambit of different people. And I think, to me, that's one of the dopest things about golf is I interact and have conversations with people that I would never, ever have without golf.
Right.
So, I feel blessed in that regard. And I'm on with Des.
Listen, I'm just happy to have y'all, because this is just dope. Like, I really feel like I could just keep talking for like hours with y'all. And I'm looking forward to playing and getting that 80-degree weather one day. And but Russ, what do you have coming up? Where can people find you? And give us the lowdown on what's going on next for you.
So I get back to Rhode Island this coming Thursday. I go right back to the lesson tee. I've been booked out for the entire month of March and starting in April. So I'll be outside on grass at Swansea Country Club sometime mid-late April, depending on weather. Okay. Unfortunately, it's going to be 60 degrees when I get back home. So I'm bringing the good weather back with us when I get there. Yeah, like 60 is good, right? You know what I'm saying? Well, that didn't even sound bad, right? It's 85 and sunny.
I love it. Great. I love it. Well, let me ask you this. So where is let's see, where can people find you?
So I can be found OceanstateGolfAcademy.com.
Okay.
The lesson line 480-757-5575. I can be found on Instagram at RussellJohnsonGolf.com. Really easy to find. Ocean State Golf Academy on IG. Really simple. My YouTube channel, Russell Johnson Golf also.
All right. And Jet, give us the lowdown. Where can we catch the Golf Homie?
So you can catch the Golf Homie on YouTube. I got some videos up there. I'm actually doing an episode with my man Russ tomorrow. Looking forward to that. And on IG, I'm like the weirdo hood dude. Like, I'm not really a people person,
right?
But the people that I fuck with them heavy, Dad.
I love.
Like, that's why Russ coming back to the area was like, dog, as soon as you touch down, hit me up. We got to link up. So, and this is something that we talked about, 2 years ago? Like,
easily before I left in 19.
Way overdue. Yeah. So yeah, like, this is This
well,
is
listen,
something dope.
I just appreciate y'all coming through. Russ is always a pleasure. Jet, you in the golf fam now.
You already know it.
Listen, I'm looking forward to coming out there. I'm gonna get some strokes from you because I know you play every day. So
I'm a 35 handicap, so I'm
yeah. He's selling to somebody else. Well, listen, anytime you come through the DMV, we've got so my company Road2Par, we do a ton of events, some travel. Russ knows I'll be down in Houston, part of a group called the Black Golf Alliance, and so we'll be doing a Juneteenth benefit event for Juneteenth this year. And then here we run some nice happy hours and some events, a nice cigar tournament. So we have to link up soon.
I might catch you in Houston because you said Juneteenth, right? You'll be in Houston.
Yep. I've seen you there before. We would love to have you come out.
Yeah, I'll bring the cameras down and we'll do a whole thing.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan. I'm looking forward to
that 35 handicap, okay?
Wow.
Listen, guys, thank you all so much, and I look forward to talking to you soon, okay?
All right, take care. Good talking to you. Y'all.
Bye now.
Later.
Peace.
Well, thank you for joining us for another wonderful show of Road2Par the podcast. We just wanted to remind you that views, thoughts, and opinions expressed on Road2Par the podcast are that of the hosts and Road2Par LLC. All of our guests, callers, advertisers are independently of their own. So thank you again for joining us and look forward to having you join us on our Road to Par.